The third wave experiment, also known as the third hair experiment, is considered one of the most controversial and horrific experiments ever conducted. The most important reason why the experiment is called unethical is that it was conducted on students who were only in their second year of high school and without their consent. The experiment, conducted in 1967 by Ron Jones, a teacher who taught comparative world history at Cubberley High School in the U.S. state of California, lasted only 4 days. Jones was still in the early years of his career when he decided to conduct this experiment. The aim of the experiment was to find an answer to the following question: how could the German people allow and turn a blind eye to the Jewish genocide carried out under Hitler's leadership in World War II? Jones argued that even the most educated and democratic individuals and societies could show a tendency toward fascism. He chose to conduct such an experiment because he preferred to show people his argument instead of telling them. Jones was a teacher who was loved and considered cool by his students. On the day he decided to start the experiment, he cleaned the classroom thoroughly before the students arrived, arranged the desks in a very orderly manner, turned off the lights, and welcomed his students with classical music. He told his students that he would conduct an experiment to add some discipline to the class. Students who did not participate in the experiment would fail the course. All the students agreed to participate in the experiment, although they had no idea about its content. So Jones began to list the rules of the experiment. All students were to sit upright and in the same position at all times. It was forbidden to speak without being asked to speak. Those who spoke were not to prolong their speech. Everyone had to address him as Mr. Jones. The first day was spent implementing these rules. On the second day, Jones told the students how superior they were when they were united. Then he came up with a greeting gesture that all students in the class had to give each other when they saw each other. They had to do this gesture, which resembled the Hitler salute, outside the classroom as well. It was only the second day of the experiment, and the students were already in high spirits. By the time the third day began, the fame of the experiment had spread to other classes, and students from other classes were also eager to attend Jones's lecture. Now the group formed by this experiment had a name: the third wave. On the third day, Jones explained to the students in the class under what conditions they could include other students in the third wave group. In this way, the group would grow larger day by day. He also asked all the students to close their eyes, and at this time, he tapped 3 students on the shoulder. The students whose shoulders he tapped were now the class police. The other students would never know who they were, and they would report anyone who was acting out of line to Jones. It was also forbidden for more than 3 students to come together and talk in the class. The undercover police immediately went to work reporting students they found to be out of line to Jones. The students who were reported were punished by being expelled from the group. The fourth and final day was when Jones finally realized that the experiment was getting out of hand. The students' tendency towards violence had increased. They had started bullying students who were not third wave, seeing themselves as superior to everyone else, and worshiping Jones as a true leader. Deciding to end the experiment, the teacher gathered the students the next day and explained that he had designed this project to help them understand fascism. He then showed them all a Nazi documentary and explained to them the extent to which the desire for power could go. The parents, who soon learned what had happened, had Jones expelled from school. Thus, the third wave group was erased from history. However, the terrible results of this experiment in such a short time will not be forgotten for a long time.